I burst out laughing at my wife's funeral. I was in the hospital room at 3 a.m. and I felt my wife's hand go cold in mine. 38 years, that's all we got. 38 years wasn't nearly enough. The doctor had insisted I wait outside during her final procedure, something about hospital protocol that didn't make sense, but I was too exhausted to argue. I sat in the waiting room for another hour, even after the nurses gently suggested I should go home. How do you let go of 38 years? The next 3 days blurred together. I couldn't eat. Everything tasted like cardboard. Sleep was impossible because every time I closed my eyes, I saw her face. The house felt wrong without her in it. Her coffee mug still sat on the counter, half drunk with her lipstick stain on the rim. I couldn't bring myself to wash it. When I asked about seeing her body to say goodbye, the funeral director said she was already prepared, and it would be too distressing. Closed casket only, no exceptions. Everything triggered memories. I'd found myself standing in the bathroom yesterday, staring at the spot where we'd slow danced 20 years ago. We'd just moved in together and spent 3 hours fighting about whether to get striped or polka dot shower curtains. We ended up with a clear one neither of us wanted. That night, exhausted from arguing, she pulled me into the bathroom and we danced to no music at all, her head on my chest, humming off key. We're idiots, she'd whispered. Perfect idiots, I'd agreed. Her phone was missing from her personal effects. The hospital said it must have been misplaced during the confusion, which seemed odd since she never let that thing out of her sight. My sister handled most of the funeral arrangements because I couldn't function. She kept exchanging these weird looks with the funeral director, like they knew something I didn't. Every decision felt impossible. What flowers? What music? What did any of it matter when Isabel wasn't here to laugh about how formal and stuffy it all was? Friday came too fast. I stood at the funeral home entrance, watching people file in wearing black, looking appropriately melancholy. Isabel would have hated this. She would have made jokes about how everyone looked like they were attending a tax audit, not celebrating someone's life. Her best friend Lisa wasn't there. Apparently she'd suddenly had to leave town for a family emergency the day after Isabel died. The funeral director guided me to the podium. I had note cards with a perfectly appropriate eulogy my sister helped me write. Isabel Elizabeth Delaney was a devoted wife. I started reading, my voice shaking. The words felt like lies, not because they weren't true, but because they weren't her. I looked up at the crowd. Her mom was crying silently. Her dad sat stone-faced. Her quirky cousins, who usually couldn't stop talking, sat in stiff suits, silent. Everyone looked miserable, formal, wrong. This wasn't Isabel. This wasn't us. I continued reading. She touched many lives with grace during her depressing battle with, my voice caught. Depressing battle? Isabel wore rainbow wigs to chemo and did a victory dance every time she finished a treatment. I was about to continue when something in my brain just clicked. One night 5 years ago after her coworker's funeral, we'd gotten drunk on wine and made the most ridiculous pact. Whoever died first, the other had to rickroll everyone at their funeral. Promise me, she'd said, laughing so hard she cried. Actually, rickroll them. Play the whole song. We even pinky swore on it like kids. One click on my phone, and suddenly the opening drums of Never Gonna Give You Up filled the funeral home. The silence was deafening for about 3 seconds. Then I started singing, badly, just like she would have wanted. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, someone gasped. Her college roommate started giggle crying. Within 30 seconds, the entire funeral home was singing Rick Astley at the top of their lungs, crying and laughing simultaneously. Never gonna run around and desert you. The funeral director kept checking his phone and glancing at the casket like he was waiting for something. When the song ended, everyone was applauding, actually applauding at a funeral. I froze because I saw her lips curve slightly in the casket, just the tiniest movement, like she was trying not to laugh. My heart stopped. I stepped closer, my legs barely working. Her chest, was it moving?